Right beyond 20's up. Cool.
Oh yes, we will be using a battle map. So beyond 20, I have to roll 20s
Yep.
for everybody.
Yeah.
Wait, they'll be fighting? Uh-oh.
Well,
I did not sign up for this.
Whoa.
it depends.
Buddy, I did not roll my character for combat.
I mean, it depends on you, on whether we be fighting tonight. We shall see.
Waffles has altered the deal. We pray that he doesn't alter it any further.
Indeed. So,
Yeah.
blonde moment. I was wondering why there was 6 of us on screen, but only 5 tokens, and I was just like, "Who's missing?" I was just like, "Oh yes, I don't get a token."
No token for the backup for the DM.
He
So that's
is
how
the
my day's going.
tokens.
I am. All right, we shall start. The town of Ludus is in a buzz. There are banners, flyers, balloons, announcements. It's election day, y'all. The 2 candidates is one Heartwood, a humble bookcase, worked his way up from being a piece of sentient furniture to now a candidate, versus the incumbent, one antagonist, who has been in charge of this town as long as anybody can remember. The town is divided, though, on who will be the next mayor. In amongst this fervour, where do we find all of you today?
Well, I imagine Oakenheart is excited, probably busy, desperately trying to figure out what Heartwood's platform actually is, and winning people over, going around doing a bit of last-minute campaigning, encouraging people to vote. Yeah, all the good stuff.
Cool.
Heartwood's thinking that this close to the election and the real possibility that they may be elected, they should probably give a damn about Ludus and Lunzor. So they have been spending actually potentially too much time in the library researching the history of the town, trying to get a better feel for, the what's happened here and where it's been and how they can move forward.
Cool.
Yeah,
I-
Elvish has been regularly going and getting a fresh pint from one of the inns, and then going up to the mezzanine in the library to watch Heartwood, because there's something just endlessly amazing about watching a bookshelf try to climb a bookshelf, and the view is something incredible.
Beautiful.
I think as Heartwood's head of security for the election, that she would be staying close by, watching anyone that is possibly a threat. She's probably hired a few gnolls as extra security. They've got their suit and ties with the earpieces going. While they're just while she's just watching Heartwood, and Moondancer is patrolling around outside the library.
I do love the image of a knoll with a sending stone jammed in its ear.
And on the good advice from Vex as a security measure, occasionally Heartwood puts their cloak and hat on a different bookshelf when they read. And then, so they just stand to one side reading, but the hat's elsewhere on another one.
They
Nice.
probably hired a knoll to do, walk around wearing the hat.
Khid has been strolling around town and visibly defacing all the election posters of the opposition with crude remarks and pointy horns, and just replacing the word vote with don't.
All right. So I'm going to need a persuasion from Oakenheart. I'm going to need a history from Heartwood. I'm going to need perceptions from Elvish and Vex, and I'm going to need a stealth from Khid.
Kicking things off well with a 30.
Beautiful. It goes very well. People seem very attentive, and they hang off your every word. You think you've swayed some voters.
Yes.
Heartwood is
22
perhaps
for Vex.
distracted.
Nice. Heartwood, you've learnt that the town is called Ludus and Lusor. It is a town in between fantasy Scotland and actual Scotland, and that it's just a peaceful farming and trade village that seems to be all the information you seem to gather. Ludus does not seem to be a very interesting place with much of a rich history at all.
I'm glad I found out what it
Elvish.
was called.
Yes. Elvish and Vex, Elvish, you are just able to catch everything that Heartwood is doing. They're putting the hat on the other bookcase to read, everything. You're able to just all the little minutiae that Heartwood is up to, you are across it all. Vex, you scanning with your knolls, you're able to tell that while there's a lot of excitement around town, there's not really any dangers or threats that you can immediately ascertain. Everything seems pretty safe for the time being. However, the opposition posters seem to be getting defaced, and you're not quite sure why. Khid, you are up to nothing at all. You are just being very innocent and normal, and nobody knows how these posters are getting defaced. It just seems that maybe the posters came like that. Nobody knows. The posters go up on the wall and then they get defaced, and that just seems to happen, and nobody can kind of ascertain how or why.
Strange.
That is how Ludus stands in this moment. You will hear, all of you, a trumpet sound out, followed by a magically projected voice telling everybody to gather in the town square, which is going to be the market. It would be the town hall, but the town hall conveniently has a moat around it for no particular reason. So the market has been the new designated meeting spot that everybody is to gather for the beginning of the electoral process.
I'll head there at once.
Mr. Heartwood, it's time for us to leave. We've got to go to town square.
Oh, okay. I best put this back then. Puts back the books.
Cool.
Yes, and also thank you to Jen for your help looking these books up.
She'll give you a big thumbs up and wish you the best of luck.
She.
Wait for me. Wait for me. Don't be hitting the. Look, sorry, I've just been watching you. Hold fire. Let me make it downstairs.
Would you like a button?
I appreciate it, and while I do very much obviously support your campaign, I don't think your campaign colors quite match the outfit. I have my pop of color. I appreciate you though.
Okay. Do vote though.
Am I allowed to? I thought I had to be a citizen.
Do vote if
And ha-
legally allowed.
And how many times would you like me to vote?
The legal amount. To be fair, and between you and me and really anyone that can hear my thoughts, I don't really know the legal process in this town about voting. I've just been
Well,
looking
then
at
I
how normal it is.
well then I guess the legal amount is how many times I can do it before I get caught.
Can all you just roll me a quick history check?
Okay.
Oh, I'm creeping up one by one.
Slowly getting there. Okay.
-1, you're still beating me.
Khid, you're pretty sure that voting in Ludus is the same as voting anywhere else. It's just, name on a ballot, whatever. The rest of you, however, you will realize nobody has actually explained anything about Ludus's voting. Like, nobody's actually mentioned voting. They mentioned there's going to be a campaign to help decide the next mayor of Ludus. You realize nobody's ever actually stated how Ludus chooses its mayor.
I'm sure we'll work it out on the night.
That's today.
Oh, good.
She'll wave to the
I've
gnolls.
always enjoyed a session of ballot stuffing.
Shh. She'll wave to the gnolls to clear the area as Lady Vex walks in front of Heartwood as we descend out of to exit the library.
I do still
Yep.
want to appear approachable, though. If
Very well.
that's at all possible.
Very well. She'll signal to Moondancer to take to the skies then.
Moondancer launches up. You all find yourself gathered in the marketplace. There is a stage that's been erected with banners and the Ludus colors and the emblem of the town and whatnot. You'll see antagonist, this middle-aged half-elven woman, sort of jet black hair, these sort of bright red fish earrings that she's wearing. And she has a sort of crowd around her of her sort of entourage, her supporters, her crew. And they're deep in conversation about something. You'll see that there is an empty area of the stage with just the sort of a little plaque that says Heartwood on it.
Plaque has my name.
As we're looking around the town, can Lady Vex just look for any possible sign of danger? Just
Yeah, perception.
ooh, that'll be a 30.
Not only is there any signs of danger, the citizens seem to be on their best behavior. Like, they all seem like very orderly, and they seem to be in a state of anticipation for something happening. And because they're waiting on something to happen, they are being like very well behaved. Like there's almost this sort of collective pressure that they have imposed upon themselves not to screw this up.
Who would be next to Lady Vex as she's looking around? I'm not
You
sure,
guys
quite
can
sure.
decide that.
I'd be nearby.
Okay, should wave you over?
Oakenheart will kind of hobble over. Not as young as I once was. Yeah, what do you have to say?
Just looking around. Have you noticed the vibe of the town?
Oh, everyone. Well, they seem quite formal, quite proper. I suppose they take elections seriously.
They must. It's nothing like where I'm from. They're all on
Oh,
their.
no.
None of them are drunk,
I will
but
admit, as a
they're on their
among the
best
Goliath, that's the
behavior.
same for us. Yes, yes. I perhaps we should ask. Might see if I can tap the shoulder of someone nearby.
As you do that, Elvish leans out and goes, I disagree. I most assuredly am drunk. Thank you very much.
Oh, we didn't doubt that for a second.
Well, she's going to place her hands on you and do a lesser restoration.
But god damn it, now I have to start again.
Yeah, you're able to find this sort of adolescent dwarf that is sort of close to you. That sort of with a pack of like halflings and gnomes. They seem to like be a little clique of the sort of teenagers in the town.
I'll stoop down slightly. Sorry to bother you.
Oh, yes, yes.
Couldn't help but notice. Everyone seems very organized.
Right, yeah.
What? Yes, what? Is there something strange involved in all of this, or
It's election day. We only have one every 10 years. Very special event.
Yes, yes, and how is the election normally run?
Oh, well, the candidates will do some speeches. There'll be a bit of spectacle. They'll try to sort of impress the crowd. And then there is, and they will sort of tap their nose, the special event. And then after the special event, we know who's the mayor.
Oh, right, special
Anne's
event.
won it the last 3 times she's been in it. I only saw the last one. I was very young, and I will never forget it.
Can
I
you?
think Lady Vex would kneel down. It's like, what is the special event?
Oh, it changes all the time. Last time it was a race. They had to go all the way from town to Mount Cusco, and then they had to there was like a scavenger hunt. They had to retrieve stuff off the mountains, and the first one back with all of the correct stuff would win. And that's how she retained the title.
Okay, we have not prepared for this.
I mean, apparently, the one before that, it was a artistic competition. They had to create the best sculpture, and sort of there was a thing around that. I don't know. My parents didn't really explain it too well, but it was a sculpture contest or something like that. And Antagonist took that one out as well. So I have no idea what the special event this year is going to be. I hear it's going to be something just to blow all the other special events out of the water.
But presumably it's decided by the current mayor.
Oh no, there's like an independent body we get from Fantasy Scotland that arranges it all.
Oh, thank goodness for that.
Oh,
I was
okay,
worried
cool.
there may be impropriety, but no, this is excellent to hear. Well then, hopefully he'll be cheering for Oakenheart. Well, I'm sorry, Heartwood. I'm Oakenheart. And doing your best to make sure that, well, the representative of the town, the mayor, will be the best person for the job.
Oh, I'm sure they will be.
Okay.
Uh,
Lady Vex would get back up off her knee and just I think she would be, because she does have observant. She would just be trying to subtly read what's the antagonist's party saying. She can read lips.
Yeah. Give me a perception to see how much you can actually pick up.
I would also like to do this if I may. I also have the observant feat.
Go for it.
Oof.
They seem to be talking about their strategy, about how every other election cycle they have utilized teamwork to their advantage, and so they seem to be really making sure that their team bonding is strong, and they're like, beefing each other up and encouraging and things like that. Khid, you here you are able to tell in amongst all this, you sort of get a different angle on it. You sort of see two of the associates, sort of a human and a half elf, like very subtly, like to each other. There's sort of a lot of the same stuff, but the word sabotage does crop up from time to time.
I'll settle on up. That's what I'm looking for. To, I'll say the Lady Vex. Like, hello. How's it
Khid,
going?
right?
Yes. They're planning on sabotaging you. It's going to be great.
Well, then I am deputizing you as a deputy of Heartwood Security.
Oh. How much does it pay?
I'm not sure. You get buttons?
I love buttons. Give me,
Cool,
let's say 10 buttons and it's a deal.
Heartwood, can I have 10 buttons?
Okay.
Cool. She'll take 10 buttons off Heartwood and hand them to you. There you go. Pay up front.
10.
Yep, 10 buttons.
Okay. Now what?
Now we keep an eye out for any sabotage.
Oh, okay. I'll keep an
Now,
eye
this
out
is
for
a level
any
of corruption
sabotage.
and due process that I can really get behind. This is great.
Would you like to be deputized as well, Elvish?
I most assuredly would not. Thank you very much.
Come on, we've done so much for Ludus.
Honestly, the last time I got deputized, I ended up with this here revolver, and it cost a lot more than I was willing to give then. I don't think it's getting any better this time. But I
Stay
will
close.
keep an eye out. You know I've always had your back.
And I've had yours.
You will see this outsider, stranger to the town. You've all been in town long enough to realize this guy's not a local. He's half orc, wearing the most flamboyant tuxedo you've ever seen. It is like shimmering, just radiant purple that sort of clashes with the naturally sort of greenish grey skin tone. You see his teeth are sort of decked out in sort of mismatched gemstones. Like it's you can tell it's a look. It's a deliberate fashion choice. Whether or not he's pulling it off is up to the observer to decide.
Vex,
You see-
unknown with her fashion, just shakes his head. It's like, those sapphires do not belong in teeth.
Elvish wanders
You,
over. Hail, friend, and well met. I have to say I admire your sartorial choices, even if I may not myself agree with them. What brings you to town?
Oh yes. My name is Jan. I'm here on behalf of Fantasy Scotland, in order to oversee the running of this year's election cycle. I do believe candidate Heartwood is around here somewhere. We need him to take their place on the stage,
Oh, of course. He's
as
the,
well as
the-
any
the set of
entourage
shelves
or
over there.
support that will approach Heartwood and sort of give you a sort of a weird look and sort of bend down, sort of get like eye level with the hamster. Mr. Candidate Heartwood, could you please make your way onto the stage? Do you need us to lift your bookshelf for you, or do you have means of doing that yourself?
Oh, Heartwood excuses himself from the conversation they're having with some of the locals. No, thank you for the offer, but I'm quite capable of some stairs. Would you like a button, though?
No, thanks. I'm not allowed to show any favoritisms.
Would you like a button, but without showing favoritism? It's purple.
No, thanks. I'm all right. I
Okay.
think. Oh, I've got a purple one.
Yes. It's
All right.
about forests. And
I
Heartwood
do.
provides them a button.
I do like forests. You'll wear the I Heartwood button.
Yes, it's very similar to the campaign button, but obviously doesn't refer specifically to the campaign and thereby show any favoritism.
No, very clearly this is about the preservation of the natural environment, of course.
Oh, you have a button.
Vex just lets out a relief when she hears it's about the forest.
All right, well, could you make your way on stage? We're
Oh, yes, of
expecting
course.
speeches soon.
All right. Heartwood canters off.
Yep.
Lady
As
Vex
as
Heartwood,
Lady Vex,
Heartwood
no,
is-
sorry, go.
as Heartwood is heading up the stairs, Elvish strums a hard chord on his lute, and you hear "Bright Light City gonna set my soul" as he casts dancing lights to like encompass Heartwood on his way up.
Beautiful.
Lady Vex and the two
they're
gnolls
like-
will be following behind.
Oh, well, this is nice.
The tune's catchy, I've got to admit.
I love it. Yeah, you make your way on stage. You see antagonist has procured a podium. She's got some notes on it. She is set up, ready for her speech. And she's just like giving you this side eye, like she's watching you. She does not seem threatened by your presence, though.
Hi, Anne.
Heartwood,
How are you going?
I'm well enough, thank you.
Oh, I'm pleased to hear
yourself?
that. Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
I am glad. Would not like to win this election and have you cry foul over not being at your peak.
Yes, I would also like you to not win this election.
I think
So-
Lady Vex leans in and whispers to Heartwood, her party's planning sabotage, so
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Vex gives Lady Anne and her party a knowing look, like she's watching them. Like she is fully watching them.
Yeah. They will. You sort of see them. They're sort of surveying the crowd and stuff as well. A few of them will like spot your look and sort of just give you a wink.
She'll give a disgust look back. Like she's not here for that.
Yes.
She's here for the forest.
Anne will start speaking, and her voice is magically amplified. You sort of see one of her entourage is sort of doing some incarnation-y, magically stuff to project her voice. Everybody, welcome to this election. I just would like to state publicly for the record that whatever happens, we are still Ludus and Lusor, the finest little town that ever did exist. Get sort of a polite wee clap from the crowd. Whatever happens today, and whoever comes out victorious, just know that the best interests of Ludus have been put forward today. May the best candidate win. She'll look at Heartwood.
I'll be casting
Thanks.
Thaumaturgy to really jazz things up a bit. Make sure Heartwood has the best stage presence.
I'll also do a thaumaturgy by even though it says definitely for Heartwood.
How does Heartwood respond?
Heartwood just waves to the crowd with the one mage hand. Yeah. Hello all. Wait
You
patiently.
sort of get a... Yeah. Sort of see the crowd sort of waves back awkwardly. The half-orc will approach sort of center stage and... All right, you all here for an election? Are we just going to sit around yapping, or are we going to do something? It's time for the preliminary warm-up entertainment round. I hope you all have prepared an act to really get the crowd on your side. Go to roll the dice.
Oh god.
Evens antagonist goes first. Odds. Heartwood, you're up. It's a 17. Odds. Heartwood. What are you doing to get this crowd on side?
Thank you, people of Ludus and Lusor. Oh, can you hear me down the back okay?
You get a thumbs up.
That's great, because I'm talking directly into your brains, and I'd be really concerned if you couldn't. For your entertainment, I bring you this guy I met in the library. And the bookcase swivels. As much as there is no expression on a blank piece of paper, expectantly. It would be fantastic if you would perform a song or dance. I'm not entirely sure what you do. I don't know that we've met yet. I'm Heartwood. Hi.
I assume you're talking to Elvish
Oh, yes.
and not just some random citizen in the crowd.
Okay, so Elvish, with a flourish, leaps up onto the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Ludus and Lusor, I know we've met before, and I know we'll meet again. But today, and for today only, what we're going to be doing is putting together a little song that I've always been a big fan of. As he is casting, or more accurately, making use of his mantle of majesty. No,
Oh,
sorry, unbreakable majesty. But fonging it a little bit. So yes, he's going to leap up onto the stage and start singing "Bright Light City, gonna set my soul on fire," and that continues for at least a minute because obviously leaving Viva Las Vegas is a 3.5-minute song.
Yep.
But it does mean that the crowd effectively has to make. Sorry, I'll see if I can. No, D&D Beyond is being unfriendly. But basically, the crowd needs to make a charisma saving throw
What did the crowd
with a DC 20. Sorry?
They rolled an 11. You've enthralled the crowd.
Outstanding. So they are entirely on my side. They are charmed by me.
Yep.
It is a delight. Ludus and
They
Luso,
all-
I know that on the basis of all of the facts to hand and the positions being taken by the candidates, both sides clearly have reasonable points to make, but obviously the correct choice is Heartwood. And I'll leave you in his capable hands. Thank you very much.
Heartwood, for their part, has been, tapping one leg on the ground and, clapping along, although there's only one hand, so it's just like, hey.
Yes. Heartwood, give me a performance with advantage. Just want to see how well this clapping and tapping go.
Much better the first time.
Yeah, 18. Yeah. Yeah, the crowd's enthralled by Elvish. You see them all tapping in unison and waving one hand in an imitation clap along with you.
Thank you very much. Everybody, this guy.
They all just rapturously massive applause, standing ovation. Somebody throws a bra. It's a whole thing.
Elvish bows deeply, and at the bottom of the bow, forward flips off the stage to get out of the way.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics to see how well this forward flip goes.
Fine then.
Is this underwear thrown at Elvish or Heartwood?
The general stage.
I
You're
think
able to do a.
I think
moderately
Lady
good
Vex would
flip.
try and catch the bra just to not litter the stage.
Sure, I would call this either a sleight of hand or acrobatics to see how dexterous you are at getting this bra.
Okay, they're both the same. Let's go sleight of hand. Oh, that's in at 20.
Yeah, you just sort of very like as soon as the bra hits the air, as soon as you catch it, just as soon as your eyes catch it, your hands have caught it.
Yeah, and she'll toss it off the stage just subtly.
Yep. It's a pink lacy number.
Elvish catches it.
Yeah,
Tucks it away.
I think she just slips it to Elvish. She'll say to
I'm fairly
Elvish,
sure I know who this is.
she'll say in Elvish to Elvish. I think it's from Madame Wong's.
Oh, I'm fairly sure I know whose this is. I'll make sure it goes back to them.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
All right. Oh, that's not ideal. Yeah. Antagonist and her posse, they will sing a folk song common to the area, but they, like, you could see the expectation was as soon as they would start singing, the crowd would, all knowing the words, join in, and it would become this big harmonious thing. Because the crowd is still enraptured and enthralled by Elvish, none of them sing. And it's just this very awkward, when someone's like trying to start somebody and nobody takes it up, like there's multiple points when they're sort of like trying to gift the song to the crowd and it just does not take. They will growl at you quite menacingly.
Vex will just pretend to look like she gets hurt. Like, what?
Cool. Jay and the Half-Orc will get back up on stage and sort of round of applause for both our candidates, folks. Both fine performances, really embodying the spirit of Ludus, I think. Everybody, give yourselves a round of applause. All right, for our next phase, now we've got everybody warmed up and full of that community spirit that we so very much do enjoy here at Ludus. Unfortunately, I am going to have to insist that we change locations, as what we have planned next is, should we just say, inappropriate for a marketplace. Farmer Dover has very generously offered the use of one of his fields. So if we're gonna all make our way to Ben's property, we would all reconvene for the next phase of this election.
Yeah, along the way, Heartwood is going to chat with keep chatting with the community and discuss about, well, actually at Ben's farm is where I learned about raising livestock. She got a few head of cattle and sheep, and the rest of them as well. It's going fantastic.
Yeah, you get lots of comments of, oh, wow, they're a humble farmer just like the rest of us. That's you wouldn't think it of such a mayoral candidate. But it'd be nice to actually have somebody running the town that knows about farming for once.
Question, DM.
Yes.
Are we moving towards the grassland of Ben's farm?
You are, yes.
Okay, because Natural Explorer will kick in for me.
Very good.
I am, even though I am doing something else, I am alert to danger while I'm doing another activity.
Yep.
And difficult terrain does not slow down the party. I will just put this through to roll 20.
Practice. All right.
Speaking
I
of
will
danger.
move you. Oh, yes.
Speaking of danger, I would love to twist my ring of invisibility and get as close as possible to Anne's group and just eavesdrop a little bit.
Yeah. You become invisible. Give me a perception at advantage, as they.
Advantage?
Yeah, they don't know you're there.
That's 33.
Beautiful. Yeah, they're very disappointed in how their performance went. They are sort of consoling each other in the fact that that was just the preliminary, and doesn't really count for anything. It's just more a bit of fun just for the townsfolk more than anything, that they really have to pull it together for the special event. And there's a lot of talk about aerial maneuvers and about tight formations.
quickly, using my full 55 feet of movement, just dash back over to the Lady Vex. Excuse me, hello, I'm invisible.
Look, where
I'm
did you
here.
come? What was that
No,
voice?
shh. Secret.
You
Me,
can all
deputy.
place yourself wherever in the field you would like to stand.
Something, aerial maneuvers, tight formations. That's what they're saying.
Well, she'll relay this. She's right next to Heartwood, so she will relay this to Heartwood.
Something. Aerial maneuvers, close formation, purple monkey dishwasher. Okay.
I heard.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
that's just what they're talking about for the finale. So aerial.
Monkeys.
So
Also, that
One-
song didn't mean anything. Apparently, it was just for fun.
it's all fun.
Well, I was thoroughly entertained.
So was I.
Indeed.
Very good
Though
song, and I'm going to.
if this seems to be accurate, that could tell us two things. One, it'll be useful having some means of flight, and of course, well, two, they already know what it is. So, let's not entirely trust the proceedings, I think.
Very well then, I will. Well, if it's aerial proceedings, I'm going to call down Moon Dancer, and I'll say to Heartwood and the party, I'm going to get a Drake's Eye view.
Daddy.
Does
Heartwood is
any,
fascinated in the democratic process here.
does anyone have a way of, so that I could talk to you guys long distance, so I could, let you know if I see anything?
Well, I can
I
talk to
thought you were
but I
talking to your
couldn't-
gnolls.
Yeah.
They're talking to each other. I don't have that.
Seems
I
like a
don't know
slight
about
oversight
anything.
there.
I think
Yeah.
if you perhaps give us a sign, we'll all keep an eye out.
Okay, if I do a massive loop, like a loop in the air, something's happening.
Loop-de-loop means things are going on. We'll keep that in mind.
Cool.
Subtle,
So-
but we'll watch for it.
Sounds
Mm.
good. I'll keep it in your vision, so you got so you guys can see it.
Oh, sorry,
Yes.
these eyes are just painted on.
Okay,
They're
mine
not
are not.
actually
They're
real,
very
I'm
good.
sorry.
I'll tell you.
Oh, thanks.
I'll
Mood.
invisibly stand beside
Could
you.
you do that as well? Just keep an eye out.
I'm very good at that. Yes, I'll keep all the eyes out. I have two.
Good to know. Cool.
Sometimes
And
three.
That's a fine number for eyes.
cool.
It
And
is.
Lady Vex will start climbing onto Moon Dancer and start doing some scouting in the sky.
All right. Give me a perception.
Oh, because we are in favorite terrain, I get bonus.
Yep.
That'll be a 29.
Nice. Yeah, you're able to tell. You're in farmland as far as the eye can see. It is not. There's the town and the mountains and stuff like that, but this is the farm section of the town, and you could see that this sort of field that you're in, all the livestock and things like that have been sort of moved quite a distance away from it.
Moved.
Haha.
Moved.
You sort of see the rest of the townsfolk seem to have been sort of ushered off,
Yep.
sort of into these sort of awaiting grandstands that are about a good mile away, and there are magical means sort of projecting what is happening in the field to a more sort of comfortable view, I think sort of magical big screen. You also notice that Anne and the rest of her party you can't really see them. They have not made an appearance yet.
Late as usual. Then I think.
Kid, weren't you just hanging out with them? I could have sworn I saw you dash back from over there.
Oh, well, you've got very good eyes because I was invisible.
Yeah, but you still leave footprints in the dust.
Do I? Oh dear, I do. I should be more careful. I would look back to where I last saw them. Are they still there?
They are not. One other thing. It's a cloudy day. Just
Okay.
if anyone wants to know what the weather report is, there are clouds in the sky.
Temperature,
Uh,
humidity.
Mild, humidity very low.
Okay.
If I may, I'll stalk back over to where I last saw them, and using the clues from our dear bard, I'm going to try and find footsteps.
Yeah, give me an investigation.
Investigation. Hey, that's going to be a minimum of 22. It's a 22.
Nice.
As you head on over there, you got this sport. Go on now, which would be granting you inspiration should you choose to use it.
It's
We'll be marking that down. What's the inspiration again? Just for my reminder.
D12.
D12. Why not? We'll go big or we'll go home. I'll use it right now to add to that 22.
Nice.
I just
Hey,
say
that's
I'd
another
be
10.
Whiz.
Brilliant.
Just for admin reasons, DM, I'd say I'll be about 30 feet in the air. So I've marked that on Moondancer. 30.
Good to know. That definitely something you would need to be keeping track of.
Yep.
On a 32, you see that the footprints are exactly where they were when you left. As in, they have not created any further footprints at all. You will also notice on a 32, 3 very tiny feathers. One of them black, one of them white, and one of them red. You see that where the white feather has landed, the patch of grass is just sort of glowing a little bright. Where the red feather has landed, the patch of grass is smouldering away. Where the black feather has landed, the patch of grass is dead.
Oh dear, I've got to go. I'm going to carefully pick up. I'm going to like take off a glove or something and just sort of carefully scoop them up so I don't actually touch them, and just start rushing back over to the party. Just guys! I think they turned into fiery, dead, alive birds.
Fiery, dead, alive birds.
Yes. Oh, here. Look, I'm going to put these feathers out. They're going to appear in thin air.
Ooh.
I'm not magic, so they're just birds as far as I know.
Do
Yeah,
I
don't-
recognize
don't.
these feathers?
You can give me a nature.
I can
Wait,
give you a
I do know
23
nature
natural.
though.
On a 23, you know that these are not feathers from anything natural. They're not from a bird. On a guess, your best hunch would be they are something celestial.
Hmm. This doesn't come across as birds. Maybe some other kind of magic flying thing? Celestial? Not celestial?
Like an ostrich.
Yes, very
If,
similar.
if I may inquire, we haven't received a huge amount of information about what we are to do next. Given our missing opponents, it may be wise of us to, well, perhaps head further up, discover more.
Where did that
Sounds smart. Can I
princely
have a button?
half-orc
Yeah.
get off to?
Where's Jan gone?
Just as you are wondering this, you see him sort of jogging from where the rest of the townsfolk are safely a distance away in the stands. And you sort of see him just like a very light, leisurely jog up to sort of the fence post, where he will sort of lean up against it casually and sort of beckon. You'll see, as he beckons, out of the sky will drop antagonist. Except now she is sporting large black wings out of her back. And she just lands very gracefully next to him.
Have you done
She's holding
something
a
with your
scythe.
hair? You look different.
She will just sort of toss her hair and just like, yes, I had it done for the occasion. Thank you for noticing.
Oh, you're welcome.
Have you done something with your hamster?
Not yet. But the day is young.
Oh, good.
Jan?
Yes.
Are you able to please explain what's about to happen?
Funny you should ask. I was just about to do that.
I am known for my comedic timing.
You, my friend, are hilarious. If you've all had a moment to recover from the walkover here, I shall explain the rules of this special event. For us is a humble field that we have placed some logs and stumps and whatnot around just for aesthetic purposes, to be honest, but anyone in need of hiding behind, I suppose that could also be sufficient. The rules are simple. You are to stay in the field until your opponent yields. This event is called Yield in the Field. To the victor go the town. Have at it. Everyone roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yield in the field.
Feels like if we were doing it in a cemetery from Heartwood's perspective, but hey, you know, all these logs, why not?
Oh,
Hey, I remembered to click my token. That's a first.
you did?
Yay.
Yeah. My computer is good for me. That's what I want to do. Yeah. Behave. Nice. Okay.
So I'm guessing over here is Anne.
Oh, that was just where I was putting her for safety.
Cool.
She'll be over here.
Oh,
For
she's
now.
right behind us. Okay.
Her
And
token
these,
makes her look a lot scarier than I was imagining her. I'm starting to think that
Little
this antagonist might be bad news.
No. Why?
Maybe the bad guy was the antagonist you had all along.
That's better. All right. Just for clarification, these two buggerlugs outside the fence line are just from the initiative order. Please do not kill them. Everyone else is fair game. All the other beings are flying 90 feet up in the air for now.
for now. Okay.
Lady Vex.
Okay, so first things first, I will see these people fly in, and we are 30 feet in the air, so we've got good range on everything. I think I'm going to start off with a good old, tell me if you heard this before, Hunter's Mark on Anne,
Yep.
and let's fire off some arrows with Sharpshooter.
Roll ahead.
It'll be a 16.
16 will miss.
Okay. And the next one be a 23.
23 will hit.
That would be 12 piercing damage. Let's roll Hunter's Mark. That would be 26 straight up the bat with plus 10 from Sharpshooter.
Cool.
I will direct Moon Dancer to fly me over here, staying at the same altitude.
Yep.
That would be. I will direct Moon Dancer to dodge any incoming attacks.
Nice. All right, Elvish.
Elvish. So let me just very quickly check where antagonist is. So yeah, she's like 20 feet away from me. That'll do. So Elvish strums a hard, slightly uncomfortable chord on his lute, and starts muttering under his breath, "She's lone, and she's lone, but she might be dead," and casts Dissonant Whispers. So she needs to make a Wisdom save or take 24 points of psychic damage.
What's the save?
DC
what's
20.
The 20. Nice. Yeah, she's gonna save.
Fair enough. And then with that, Elvish will just look over, finger guns to Heartwood, and say, "You got this, buddy," granting Heartwood inspiration.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Speaking of which,
Heartwood is going to slam one of their legs into the ground, which reverberates with a hollow sound as they cast Toll the Dead on Anne, who must make a Wiz 22 save.
yeah, she will save.
In which case, don't worry. And then Heartwood is going to wander over here a bit.
Cool. Khid.
Assuming I'm hidden, correct? Is that a safe
y-
assumption?
You are invisible. Whether or not you're hidden or not is to be determined.
I will
You can.
hide. Bonus
Yep.
action. I don't need to stealth. That's a 28.
Beautiful.
I'm going to draw my bow, take a long distance center-caller shot at this first angel thing guy, angel lady. Would this
Yeah.
be at advantage?
I would say you are hidden. They do not know that you exist.
Awesome sauce. Oh, that's 30 to hit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 30 hits.
I'm just going to put my ambush master up in the chat because I should have done that earlier.
Good job.
Oh, I didn't even realize this was a thing. But until the end of my next turn, everyone has advantage against that guy.
Woohoo.
Very nice.
Nice.
I'm then going
So
to
yes,
do
go
my
ahead
damage.
and roll damage.
Okay, so that's 9 plus sneak attack. Come on, big numbers. 32 points plus 9
Oh.
is a 41.
Good.
Your arrow finds true. You see it just pierce through one of their wings. They seem very surprised and very annoyed.
Okay, I'm then going to use my movement to get off roller and go over here with my 55 feet of movement.
Nice.
Then I will end my turn.
Cool. It's some of your opponent's turns. Immediately you see 3 fiery looking angels descend onto the ground. Let me check something. Yes. Yep. Could all you make deck saves?
I'm in the air.
As
Would that have to count me as well?
yes.
Okay.
As you see, one of them will sort of launch a fireball centered there that'll catch Elvis, Oakenheart, and they weren't aiming, but you're in the range. Khid. One of them is going to be centered right on Heartwood, and one of them is going to be centered
Okay.
on
Cool.
Moondancer.
Okay.
As all 3 of them have launched fireballs.
Oh,
Even with my Cloak of the Archmage, it's not enough.
that's not
Wait,
going to be.
save against spells? No, this is just a deck save, isn't it? Disregard.
Okay, Moondancer got a net 20, and I got a 19.
Nice. Cool. Cool. Yeah. 23 is the damage. So I
Oakenheart
do
is
believe
gonna, yeah.
Oakenheart will
Uh,
take the brunt of that.
I'm gonna live up to my
Everyone else
Goliath
takes
heritage.
11.
11. Okay.
I take
Yep.
none.
Except
of
the Khid, who
evasion.
takes nothing at all.
What was that? Did
Right.
something happen?
Yeah. And then
I-
you'll
I-
see.
I am going to use my reaction to half that as well.
Go for it.
Yep.
And then you'll see them all after these explosions with these sort of looks of glee on their face, just pull these fiery longswords out of their backs.
Okay. So that would be 11. Sorry, from 5 to 11 to 5?
Yep.
Cool. I use
Um,
reflective instincts
Yep.
resistance.
Cool. A Mooth.
Yes. I've got to make a con save for
Oh,
Hunter's
yes,
Mark.
Hunter's Mark. Yep.
Hunter's Mark's still up.
Nice.
I
Amuth,
am
what's up?
going to, I'm going to be summoning a tornado of dust around me as I use the elemental gift of flight to propel myself, just start going up into the air, turning towards antagonist and just saying, "So, yield in the field, person who manages to stay in here the longest. I don't want to do anything unbecoming, so why don't we try end this quickly?" And I'm going to send 4 Eldritch Blasts heading straight towards her. So I'm going to
Nice.
go over there first. Let's see. Kicking things off with a 32,
Yeah,
a
hits.
27,
Hits.
a 34,
Yep.
and a 26.
Yeah, all 4 will hit.
Just save a little bit of time and just roll them all here.
Please do.
That is a total of 37 plus 6 bludgeoning damage for 43 damage. And combining with my Crusher feat and 4 repelling blasts, I am going to send them flying straight out of the field.
You see she will fly back, hit an invisible barrier that seems to keep her in. You think you would send her back further, but there's literally something preventing her getting out.
After sending all of these blasts pummeling straight into her, flying amethysts of purple light hurtling towards her, I'm just going to mention, you could consider yielding now, and use my remaining movement to float up into the air.
Nice.
That will be my turn.
It is Anne's turn. You see she's just got the biggest grin on her face. She says, "Why yield when I'm having the most fun I've had in decades?" And she will just fly like full on into Heartwood.
Ooh.
This massive scythe in her hands. She is going to swing it twice. Does a 22 hit Heartwood?
Absolutely. You
Yeah,
can hit me
cool.
with
Then a
much less.
24 is also going to hit. You will take 20 points of slashing damage. Cool. And 17 points of necrotic.
All right.
Cool. And then she is just going to immediately fly 45 feet up into the air.
Do I get a reaction opportunity attack?
You do not. She is quick.
She's one of them.
Yeah, she is. You see the rest of the angels are going to drop out of the sky. They are all going to bring out these radiantly holy weapons. And you see them all, they all look at each other. And there's sort of this unspoken bond between them as they all start glowing with radiant holy energy. But that is their turns. Lady Vex.
Okay. I have Celestials as one of my favorite enemies.
Yeah.
So, can I tell what these Celestials are?
You have the bodyguards
Yep.
as Battle Force Angels. You have the security consultants as Fire Main Angels. But antagonist herself, you would recognize as a Death Pact.
Okay. Elena has no idea what they are, so she'll just say that to everyone. Watch out, they are these. And because Anne is right kind of in front of me by 15 feet, we're going to have Moondancer fly up 15
Yep.
feet.
Effectively, you have Radiant, Fire, Necrotic.
Okay, cool.
For the
So
basics.
I'm gonna shoot off 2 shots at her as we're flying closer, just for
Yep.
fun. I'm not gonna. I am going to do a. Bonus action. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna keep Hunter's Mark on. So gonna fire 2 shots as I'm going towards her. I'm just gonna do a single one as a normal shot, then this last one as a sharpshooter. So the first one would be a 28 to hit.
28 hits.
Cool. And the second one with sharpshooter would be a 22.
22 hits.
Okay. So here comes the first one without sharpshooter. Would be 9 plus. So that would be 15, 25 for the first one.
Yep.
Second one with sharpshooter. Roll the same damage for the arrow. That would be 22 for the second one.
Nice.
And as we're up there, I'm gonna have Moondancer do a Drake's Breath.
Ooh, cool.
We're gonna do. Let's have some fun and make it lightning.
Nice.
Yep. So not DC 19 Dex save or take full damage of 10d6.
Ooh.
43.
Yeah. You see her just get bathed. She seems to try to get out of the way, but there's an arrow sticking out of her wing, sort of hampering her from getting fully out, and she just gets bathed in Moondancer.
I just say in Celestial as my turn ends, I know how to finish you guys off. Just trying to scare her.
Yeah, bonus action. Oh no, just a free intimidation.
Okay.
Give me an intimidation for free.
Cool. That would be a 5. I am the nicest person in the world, so it doesn't make sense.
She just winks at you.
I will wink back.
Cool. Elvish.
So Elvish strikes a hearty pose and starts singing, "Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on, I'm coming. Don't you ever be sad." Casting Hold Monster on antagonist. So she needs to make a DC 20 Wisdom save.
Yeah, she is going to make that save.
I'm
get the sense
getting mad.
She's quite wise.
Yeah, well, I don't recognize wisdom. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Well, then, with a bonus action, I am going to. Sorry, I just need to pull this up here because this is an action rather than. Sorry, a feature rather than a particular spell.
Yep.
I am going to give a. Oh, where did it go? It's one of my bardic things. Basically, everybody gets 5 bonus HP, and you can move immediately without. There we go. Mantle of
That-
Inspiration. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, yes, yes.
Very nice.
I will take that air move back. Is it air movement?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can spend. So you can move up to your movement allowance immediately. It doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity, and you gain 5 temporary HP.
I am going to write that down for Moon Dancer. Does that also count for Moon Dancer?
Yeah, Moon Dancer can see me. That's
Okay,
fine.
cool. So I'm just going to write 5 temporary hit points for Moon Dancer, and we are going to move down. Moon Dancer is going to move 40 because that is their speed. We're going to just move over here. Oops, sorry.
Is that
Sorry.
Elvish?
That was
Nope.
too much. So there, yeah. We'll just move over there. Just get out of the way.
Was that Elvish's turn? Oh, he is muted. I'm going to assume so. Heartwood.
Heartwood is going to. Gosh, there's a lot of things on the screen right now. Heartwood is going to look at the. Oh, my roll 20's been crazy. Look at the Angely people north-ish
Yep.
of them.
That little squad. Yep.
And they're going to scoot their little legs on the ground to build up a bit of a static charge and launch off a level 4 lightning bolt at them.
Oh, nice.
Oops. Display VTT. So they need to make a Dex 22 save.
All right. What is their dex? Oh, yep. 2 of them will fail. But the leader, the security consultant, will pass.
Sweet. So 36 for those that fail and 18 for those that pass.
Oh, yep. Immediately, this one just gets fried.
And Heartwood has no more movement, and Heartwood's player is going to refresh their roll 20.
Good job. Khid.
I am once again beside the stump out, going to bonus action, hide.
Go for it. Give it that stealth.
Cool, that's 27.
Yep.
I cannot roll lower than that. I will then, from where I am, take a shot at. I'm just going to keep plucking off these angels. This far one right next to the one I shot before. Not marking it for some reason. The one that's closest to me, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Is this also at advantage because I am hidden?
What is the range on your bow?
600 feet.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I checked. Yeah, it's 200 feet of the entire
Yeah,
map.
it's at advantage. Yep.
Awesome sauce. That is a 27 to hit.
Yeah, it'll hit.
Okay, so roll my d8. That's 11 plus an additional. I love seeing all these dice. 27.
Oh, yeah. Pop goes the angel. How do you kill it?
Just as it's like statically like charged, the feathers going everywhere. It's mercifully just put out of its misery. Just a arrow through the heart as Khid just goes cooked chicken and
You
then
are
hides behind his little log.
nice.
That's me.
All right. The security consultants. All right. Cool. One hit, one miss, two hits. Heartwood, you see two of these. You see all three of the security consultants lining up shots to hit you. Two of them will just out of their swords. You'll see this sort of energy just surge forward. Yep, as said, two of them are going to hit. One of them is going to miss. You will take 6, 12, 18, 20, 22, 27 damage off the first one. Oh, and a lot more off the second. 12, 22, 27, 30 off the second.
Righto.
As these sort of bolts of energy will just slam into you. You will see them moving up. Try to get a better position on your group. Amuth.
Here's a quick question.
Yes.
Psychic Scream specifies that upon killing a creature, its head explodes.
Yes.
As a high-level caster, would I be able to instead disable someone, hopefully incapacitating them potentially for some time without exploding their head?
I will make this an Arcana roll. If you're going to beat an Arcana DC 20, you can
Let's do our
control
best.
the magic enough.
I cannot. I am
No, you're
going
gonna pop some
to.
hits.
Yeah. I am going to turn towards Anne and say, the value of a leader is measured in how they care for those loyal to them. I will be casting spells and weaving magic. Do you yield?
Give me a persuasion.
21.
She will look back at you. We live in dangerous times. We need dangerous leaders.
Then
I do not yield.
allow me to demonstrate just how dangerous those loyal to Heartwood are, as I lift my hands up, hovering over her head, heading diagonally upwards to the side, next to Heartwood, and I am going to, while hovering above, let's see, we are going to be hitting this person and 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 this person, all of them with the most powerful magic I can conjure, a psychic scream. So that will be a DC 23 intelligence saving throw.
All right. Fail. Pass. Fail. Fail. And a pass. And
Those
will
that-
pass.
Mhm.
This one here will pass. And the rest of them will fail.
Everyone that fails takes 51 points of psychic damage.
Yep.
Half as much for those that pass. And those that fail are stunned.
Yep. So you just killed Anne.
Oh. Oh my.
Gosh.
You
Definite
see
mind-blowing moment.
Oh dear.
you see as you you unleash your psychic energy. Like there's just this like grin on her face. And she will look at you sort of as her head on the cusp. The last two words she utters, good luck.
Oh, that's very ominous.
Does
Well,
that count as
anything else?
yielding?
If that's not yielding, I don't know what is.
I'd say she yielded pretty good right there, from the inside out. The surface tension just yielded entirely.
I thought she was healthier than that. I'll admit I didn't expect that to work. Oh dear. Okay, I popped a lot of
Mad
people's
at
heads
her.
today. I'll turn to the remaining Celestials, the ones that are not currently stunned and completely incapacitated.
Yep.
I don't suppose all of you would be willing to yield.
Give me persuasion at advantage.
Could I translate this in Celestial?
They all speak common.
Okay.
Oh, nice. That's a 29.
Yeah. You see a lot of them stunned and their leaders' heads eviscerated. The ones that can will all plunge their swords into the ground. Hands up. Like the wings retract into their bodies. And they will all take a knee.
I will lower myself down back to ground level and indicate towards Heartwood. Let their new mayor take a stand.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of hoping that the democratic process wouldn't involve so much killing. Which I know sounds strange coming from me, but there you go. I'm a change the bookshelf case.
One of them will get up. Actually be
Are we still in initiative?
no, you're out of initiative.
Okay, I'd
I
like
mean,
to fly.
unless you want to.
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to say I'm going to fly down and chuck a 5th level cure wounds on Heartwood.
That'd be
Nice.
great. Thanks.
It was effectively, could you kill Anne before she killed Heartwood? And I think you
Oh.
got pretty close.
34 Heartwood.
Wow, that almost tripled my health. So thank you. Actually, that did over triple my health.
Yep.
Thank you.
This one here, this considered security consultant, will fly up to you with a dossier. Getting down on one knee, they shall offer up the dossier to the new mayor.
I will accept it from you, but not while you're kneeling.
They will lie down then.
As long as you're choosing that.
They're just on the ground, like mouth in the dirt, like this.
I mean, you can stand. Is kind of where I was going with that.
Oh,
I'm
They
your
will-
mayor. You're not my servant.
they will stand up and brush themselves off.
There you go. Have a button.
They will gladly accept.
And thank you for the dossier.
That contains all of the town's dark secrets.
Oh, this wasn't in the library.
No, why would we put it in the library?
Yes, that's a good point, I suppose. I suppose we should tell everyone the good news then.
How would you
Yes.
like to address your subjects?
Well, truth be told, I did prepare a small speech just in case of success. And Heartwood reaches into the drawer and pulls out a rather large scroll. Don't worry, I'm just joking. They put away the scroll and they pull out an even larger scroll. No. They put away that scroll and pull out an even larger scroll. So, I suppose I don't want to take up too much of your time. We all know how bustling a town Ludus and Munzor is, and well, no one wants to listen to politicians. Although that's predominantly because the only politician so far has been Anne, and she was quite boring. But I do want to take this time to thank you all of you here today. You've cut through the fleshy chest of unfamiliarity, cracked open the bony ribs of our differences, and you let me into your still beating and bloody, hugely vital yet horribly squishy hearts. And I mean this metaphorically for most of you. And for those where it's not, I hope your recovery is going well. That's a joke also. I know you're dead. But I do just want to speak. I want to let you know that I'm like you. I've had quite a difficult life to this point, let alone just about dying a moment ago. Although I don't know if I die, I'm a bookcase. But yes, to the
Puts puts a 4th level cure wounds on you this time.
oh good. So yes, to the north of Ludus and Lonzo, I was carved and made in a tower with a wizard. I spent my formative days sitting out back, soaking hour after hour of experimental magic, the source of my power. Then a couple of his spells didn't turn out so good, and suddenly there was a crater where he once stood. I waited a whole month, but when he did not return, I cantered down the mountain to see what I could learn. I came upon this town, killed a robot that was near, turned it into my home. I didn't disappear. If anything, made you aware that now I was here. And learned I'm a bookcase. But boy, Anne's a square. Now, the time to be heard, the time to be greater, and I'm here for all people, not just the Anne haters. Ludus and Lunzor, I've no more to share. Thanks for your time. I Heartwood for your mayor.
Wood, that was
I'm
beautiful.
so glad that was recorded.
And only slightly ruined by the exploded head of your opponent sitting 10 feet from you.
Oh yeah.
I almost felt like dancing a little to your little speech there. Just
Dum, 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 dum.
Does that mean we get to move into the castle now?
Yes. To the listening mods, can we please get that clipped? And that has got to be promo, please.
I would
Oh,
like to thank
beautiful.
my speech writing assistant though, Sully Liliqui, who some people might know as Mojiko.
Beautiful.
Yep.
I did hear some strange rumblings of horrible dark secrets. Heartwood, I don't suppose you could have a flick through that dossier.
Oh yeah, I suppose I probably should now that I'm here.
Can we
Yeah,
all
read
have
it
a look
aloud
first?
so we can all hear.
sorry, very quickly, just before we dive right into this, maybe we should move somewhere a little more.
The castle?
What's the best word for it? Private. Before we start reading out the town's dark secrets. I mean, as you so rightly pointed out, Heartwood, they weren't found in the library, and there may well be good cause for this. So reading them out in the market square might not be the move.
Well, if we want somewhere private, we can go into the underpants of my robot.
Genuinely the least appealing invitation into somebody's underpants that I've ever had in my life. But if we must, we must.
Let me just unlock it. And Heartwood moves the patchwork wooden fence off the hole in the butt.
You,
Please,
Feels
after you.
uncomfortably familiar.
you've all made your way to the giant, truly colossal dead robots that Heartwood lives in.
Suppose I should park this by the castle soon.
Potentially combine the two of them together. Maybe, one on top of the other. Choice is yours. Which one goes on top?
Unless this is my summer home.
Oh, I will say, you want to be a person of the people as your head of policy. You don't want to start making it too known that, you keep a summer home in a giant robot. It'll make people jealous.
I should make sure they know how approachable I am. Perhaps if I go shopping in the market once a month, everyone will know that I'm one of them.
Make it once a week.
Oh no, once a month. I'm far too busy.
Much nicer than my home.
Well, we
Even
get
if
the
I do have to go
castle,
out.
so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
I have to say the entranceway kind of makes me feel like, well, a sort of apathetic novelist, just writing sequels and filling in the space after the colon.
I'll fix the door one day.
Um,
But shall we read this dossier now?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
please.
I assume we're alone. It's
Yes.
hard to tell
I'll,
sometimes with no face.
Let's have a look.
I'll have a look around as well, yeah.
Yeah,
Except
give
for
me
alone.
perception. Anyone who wants to.
30.
Ooh,
Just like my passive.
that would be
Nice.
a 30. Oh, sorry. That'll be a net 1 for an 18.
Ooh. Yeah, cool.
Sorry, I had Natural Explorer on, so that would be a 12.
Yeah. Lady Vex, you see there are trees, and you will see Heartwood's little farm that has some animals on it. You don't see anything else potentially to disturb you.
Out of interest, have the animals been raised recently?
Uh,
Are they suspended in the air?
Oh no, there's a roof, and they're currently all 4 hooves on the ground, all of them. Yeah, except for the
As long as
chickens,
they're
which don't
a
have
little
4 hooves
raised.
yet. But we're
Ooh.
working on that. In the meantime, they're just 2 feet.
Any day now. You'll get there.
Yep.
Yep.
You can say all the chickens are 2 feet off the ground. Khid, on a 30, you will see you have, as you've made your way here, the remaining angels have set up a perimeter, but they're all like 200 feet up in the air, scanning the sort of surrounding area, making sure y'all are undisturbed. Apart from that, the villagers seem to have gotten back to all of the work that they need to do, because they can't just take the whole day off. Even with an election, there's still things to clean and stuff to make and a town to run. You are alone.
Fair enough. Miss Lady Vex.
Yeah.
In the terms of hierarchy, as a deputy, do I rank above or below the angels?
Well, they're technically in the air, so I think they're above you. I'd say, well, in this case, while we're quiet, I see nothing around personally, so I think I think you'd be fine as a higher being than an angel.
Okay, good. I'm going to have one carry me around by the arm so I can see what flying's like.
If you want,
You're
I
just
can
gonna-
Is
have
that an abuse of power?
Moondancer. I can have Moondancer fly you.
Would you like to be
Oh,
a
no,
giant
that's
eagle for a
okay.
bit?
I would love to be a giant eagle for the bit, Mr. Mayor. Also, I believe I need 10 more buttons for services rendered.
Oh, sure. Buttons,
Oh,
no
that-
worries. But shall we do your flying after the dossier, just in case it's something that you wanted to know as well?
Oh,
Otherwise, I'm happy to send you on your way. It'll
I mean,
Oh,
I can
actually, it'll only
listen as a
last a
giant
minute,
eagle.
so just be real quick.
Oh,
Like a once
okay.
around the block.
It's okay. Don't worry about the eagle thing. I'll get one of the angels to carry me around
Cool.
like a little child.
Righto.
I'll get a custom saddle made.
Like a little front harness.
Yeah, like you see like that one lady in town who walks her dog in a little front harness.
Mm.
That's what I'm gonna be, and it's gonna be glorious. Anyway, secrets.
Oh,
I think
yes.
I think it's Chihuahua that does that. I'm not quite sure.
I stay away. She
Yes.
scares me.
It is
Yes.
canonical.
That's a
it's
dog.
Chihuahua.
I thought that was
A
a
rat.
rat with social climbing aspirations.
You're
I
not
wasn't
what
sure
it
if it was a hairy baby, but I wasn't going to judge.
None of you have ever gotten close enough to check.
No intention.
I think that is one of Vex's fears. Like she sees it and like walks the other way.
Good to know.
Anyone crazy enough to keep a rodent of unusual size in a front pack and walking it around town is entirely too crazy for me.
All right. You read the dossier. A lot of it has been blacked out. Even it would seem that this information is even too sensitive for the mayor to handle. You will sort of notice that every page has been marked just by the word peak, P-E-A-K. And like most of it is black. There's a few sort of words like and the. Like the word townsfolk seems not to have been censored for the most part. But eventually you will flick through to an area that isn't censored or is not so much. And this would seem to be when Anne first took over 40 years ago. She seems to have been concerned with something ancient living under Mount Cusco. Something that seems to warp and shift the very sort of fabric of the land itself. But whatever this thing is, A, they have not been able to find it. They know it's there, they just don't know where it is. And B, they suspect it's dormant. They suspect that whatever magical, warping effects, they also suspect that this is the thing why you can't plane shift. Like, this is what is holding people here. They suspect that that is like a passive ability. That this thing is dormant, but powerful. And they are very concerned about what would happen if it woke up. They have also been bringing threats, big, powerful threats, into the town of Ludus to try and attract heroes powerful enough to save the town. All of your names and details of all of the deeds that you have done have been recorded in meticulous detail. But there's like big question marks over whether you are powerful enough or whether you will be in town long enough to be able to actually confront this thing to wake up. They are like deathly afraid of you getting bored of Ludus and just leaving and not being around for if the thing woke up.
I'll try something with the redacted things.
Yep.
It says that I can change flames to a different color using thaumaturgy. I'd like to try and get it like ultraviolet, so see if there's like any invisible ink on the paper.
Yeah. Give me an arcana just to see how well you can control this.
Sorry, while you're doing that, I'm going to be looking at the page with all of my details on it and using prestidigitation to like censor it myself.
Yep.
Oh,
That-
nat 20.
At 20.
Yeah. You will upon like meticulously controlling your magical energies as to not destroy the actual text. Like this is a very ancient dossier. Like it's fragile and delicate. But you're able to manipulate it. And you'll see just random commentaries written in invisible ink all throughout. Things about previous challenges that Ludus has faced before, that like the mayor is like very concerned that nobody in town should ever know that Ludus was ever in danger at any point in its history. As far as the citizenry is to be concerned, Ludus is a safe place and does not periodically almost get destroyed every couple hundred years or so. And there's a sort of comments about like every several hundred years or 1,000 years, like throughout that time, bands of heroes, and you can count like at least 3 major events where a band of heroes has been summoned together in order to defend Ludus from some nature of destruction. You would be the 4th.
So it seems like it's a destiny that we're all here.
This
Still seems like magic shenanigans. That's why I don't touch this stuff.
perhaps less destiny, more. Well, someone has been quite intentionally making certain we are here.
Yeah.
Kid, you do understand that the ring that makes you disappear, that's magical. You understand that,
Nope.
right?
Nope. No, it's not. It's
Ooh,
different.
boy.
It's
Well,
not magic.
We're gonna have some fun teaching you some magic then.
Nope.
Yep.
Don't touch this stuff. Never gonna.
You are literally touching it. It is literally
don't know.
like the thing that you touch things with.
Nope.
Your finger is where the ring.
What ring? And I sleight of hand it out into my pocket.
That's a nice magic trick you got there, kid.
Oh, I rolled it twice. See, no ring. I don't know what you're talking about.
By Jove, it's gone.
I think
as Elvish has been like censoring, like redacting the document with all of his achievements on it, he suddenly sort of pauses for a second and goes, "Sorry, just just let me try something. And then cast prestidigitation again, and using the tip of his finger tries to like erase some of the redacting on one of the earlier pages. So it's not like the invisible ink commentaries, it's the actually redaction. Because to be clear, prestidigitation does allow me to instantaneously clean or soil an object no larger than a cubic foot. And I'm fairly sure the book is not a cubic foot.
No. The ink used to redact has like been there for a long time and has soaked in. To remove the redacting ink would also to remove whatever it is that it had redacted. Like whoever redacted this,
So like scrub away
Made
a little
sure-
bit and then go, ooh.
yeah, whoever redacted this made sure that it stayed redacted. This information is unrecoverable from this book.
Well, either way, it certainly seems that our best responsibility then, no less that we have supported our new mayor, is to remain in the town and do our best to defend it. Though some more information on what we're defending it from wouldn't hurt. There's no information around timing or locations in there, are there?
Heartwood, I have a question, if I may, just before we dive back into that. In your investigations into the history of this town, which I'll admit I did not look into at all, was there any indication of timings of significant events in the town's history?
Let me
Like,
just
whether or
recall
not
that.
whether or not there were stories told about significant natural disasters, or whether there is any local legends that have been perhaps they used to be reminders told to successful generations, but the cause for them has since passed out of living memory, and now they just tell the story, and it feels like a child's thing.
Did I come across local fairy tale type folklore stories that they would have probably overlooked at the time because that's just culture. Culture.
Give me a history check.
Can I assist him with that?
Sure.
So that'd be with advantage.
Okay, so it's 29 or no, let's go 29.
You don't recall much. However, 4 dates seem to resonate. When you're thinking about this, 4 time periods seem to jump out at you. The first, year 1. Ludus, you don't know the details, but looking back and with this newfound knowledge and applying it to what you know, you get the sense that Ludus was like founded on a disaster. That when the town first came into being, it came out struggling. Then, 1,000 years later, it had to struggle to survive again. Then another 1,000 years before it faced another challenge. And that was approximately 1,000 years ago. As in, you are currently living in the year 3299.
Does anyone feel like they've bought a lemon, but then it turns out it was actually an orange and you really wanted that lemon, and it's really not quite what you're looking for anymore?
So you're saying Heartwood?
I'm saying I think that there's trouble on the horizon. But this book says it doesn't know if we'll stay, but I want to. You know what? I've made a commitment. This wood stands for the people of Ludus.
And this similarly named but unrelated wood stands with you.
And this wood elf is here. Anyone else got any
Would
wood
you,
puns?
could you, should you stand with us? The
I
rest of
guess.
you?
Well, if I have the castle, I'll be absolutely staying here. So I love the castle. I love castles.
Look, I have to say that this town's been growing on me, and it would do me no end of heart's pain to leave too early. So I'll stand here and see if I can't. No, I've run out of tree puns. I've got nothing left.
Yeah, okay, fine. I'll stay. But you guys all here.
You'll leave it at that.
Stick to it. I'll stick to it. There we go. Branch out a little into being a hero.
Not gonna lie. By the sounds of some of this, we might die. In fact, depending on how generous the fates are feeling, we might die several times.
Well, there's a stroke of luck then. Most people only get to do it the once.
I've
What
had
is-
weekends like that. There was a mushroom one time made me convinced I was dead.
Well,
As all of
Do you have any?
I
Yeah.
might, but not on me.
I could find
Oh,
some
Don't make that
mushrooms.
mistake twice.
We'll talk about this later.
as all of you are discussing this and reading this, a feeling descends upon all of you. A strange feeling that you're being watched. Even though you're in a private chamber, isolated, and you have made sure you're alone. It persists. Can everyone give me a perception?
21.
22.
25.
that whole not having functioning eyes has come back to bite Heartwood.
Yes. Heartwood, you're used to people staring at you. You just get the sense that this is just the rest of the party, like, acknowledging your presence as mayor.
Bookcase
You think
live.
little of this. Everyone else, out of the corner of your eyes, you see eyeballs in the wall. But when you turn to look at it, it stays just within the peripheral of your vision. And wherever you look, you're aware that something is also watching.
If they can watch, they can probably hear us as well.
Are
You know
these
what,
like
kid? I
physical
think I
eyes?
may have
or...
brought some of those mushrooms with me. I apologize.
Oh, is that what I was eating? Oh. I'm going to just sort of like out of like not even looking at where the eyes are, just where I last seen them. I'm just going to attempt to like hit a dagger at it, see if it has any effect on the eye.
Yeah, roll to hit.
Come on. Hey, that's 28.
Yeah. You biff a dagger, and you swear that you see the dagger hit the eye. And then the hilt of the dagger will stare back at you.
Oh, that's
the horseshoe
disturbing. Oh, I don't like
had
that.
run outside.
No. No.
God,
Yeah, this is too much for me.
God damn it! Is it those tentacle face things back again?
I'll flick my invisibility on. I don't like being looked at. Wait, if I'm invisible, do they still follow me?
Yes.
Okay.
Even
Well,
as you're invisible, these things watch you.
I'm just gonna check something real quick. Still having not noticed the eyes. Heartwood is going to cast True Polymorph on the dossier.
All right. What are you polymorphing it into?
A sprite.
All right.
Like a fairy or a lemonade can drink?
Well, now I'm torn. We'll go with the fairy for canon. Yep.
All right. You turn this dossier into a fairy.
Hello.
Hello.
So you were a book a moment ago. Do you know much about that?
No. As far as I'm aware, I just popped into existence now.
Oh. Okay, just checking. I drop concentration.
It becomes a book again.
what a cruel life to live.
I was only born like a second ago.
Fully conscious creature.
Would
Erased.
I'm not sure whether or not I did accidentally eat some mushrooms, but I've been seeing eyes watching me in the corners of my vision, and I just watched the book turn into a fairy for like a second, and then it turned back. So there's genuinely nothing left in my toolbox to give me any indication as to whether or not I'm hallucinating. So Heartwood, do you have any like eyeballs or any sensation of being watched or anything like that?
Oh, all the time. It's
No,
kind of
I
my modus
understand that.
operandi.
Do you need
Yeah.
another lesser restoration, Elvish?
Nope, nope. I don't think you understand how long it takes me to get back to like homeostasis with the number of substances that I ingest on a daily basis. And when you hit me with the goddamn lesser restoration, it sets me back to zero. So I appreciate the thought, Lady V. Gods know I do. But please, unless I am dead, don't hit me with the lesser restoration.
She goes to
Please.
start placing her hand on your shoulder.
Ducking. Get.
I do have a feeble mind if you truly wish to be incapacitated. You won't be thinking much of anything after that.
Look, I'm right here. You
As
don't
you,
have to insult me.
as soon as you put the feeble mind on the table, she's like removes her hand from his shoulder. Was that? Yeah. Okay. No. Okay.
Now, strange eyes watching, mysterious prophecies. None of it sounds promising. Our new mayor, Heartwood. What do you propose we do?
I think we need to prepare.
Say at dawn we plan.
Oh, what is the time? You
What
people
is
have
the
lunch,
time?
don't you?
What would be the time?
It is lunchtime.
It's lunchtime, so I'm gonna call
It
a
is
30-minute lunch break.
late midday.
Shall we get some scones? I don't eat.
Oh, hang
Uh,
on. I'll get a Noel to get us some food.
Does flour count as an organic substance? Because if so, I am 100% going to cast creation to conjure us a large amount of vegetable matter in the form of flour.
Plant-based flour. Really?
I think it works. Yeah, so just using creation to make us some delicious scones, and we can all tuck in. There'll even be perhaps one of them. I'll draw a picture of a scone and just kind of put it onto Heartwood's bookshelf.
Then I'll
Thank you.
as he's creating these scones, I'll probably run out and find some berries to make some jam out of.
Vix, as you leave the robot, can you give me a nature roll?
Nature. Robot's in the forest, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Cool, natural explorer. Well, so close. That'll be an 18.
Cool. The air seems off. Like it's hangy, but not in a good way.
Pokes her head back in. Hey guys, does the air taste like metal to you guys out here?
I don't know. Let me have a taste.
Everyone give me a nature. Who wants to?
I'm not sure I've ever breathed.
Then you don't have to, I don't mind.
I'm not judging if anyone wants to. I'm sorry, that's not what I was implying. I'm just saying that I don't partake.
See your
Amuth,
chest's
the
move.
yes, Amuth, the air seems fine to you. It
Seems
seems
normal.
Khid and Elvish, you would pick up. The air is ever so slightly acidic. More in particular, the water droplets in the air are acidic. That very mild humidity. See, the weather came back. Weather report was there for a reason. The very mild humidity in the air has gone acidic.
I'd like
Uh-oh.
to climb onto Moondancer and get a good look in the air while wrapping a mask around my face so I don't breathe in this acidic air.
V, don't do that. That's a very, very poor idea. Because if it's acidic down here, the odds are that it's only going to concentrate as you go higher.
I am going
And
to
look,
cast.
you might take a face full of acid. I wouldn't want to see Moondancer go through that.
I'm going to cast.
Moondancer and
Protection.
I've been through some things.
I'm going to cast protection from energy on myself with acid as I do this.
All right. Does that also affect Moondancer?
No. It's a concentration spell and I can't concentrate on two things.
Yep. Can you get Moondancer to roll me a Constitution save? And you can roll me a nature at advantage to determine the air quality up here.
Sorry. This computer just froze. Sorry.
Yep.
Give me 2 seconds. There we go. Con save.
Also, just metagaming, all this stuff is for your benefit leading into the live show, so that when we hit the live show, most of you at least, I don't know, all of you will have a good sense of what you're walking into.
Okay, so there'll be a 16 con for Moondancer. So did you say nature with advantage?
Yep, because you're
Okay.
up high.
Okay, and
You'll be getting a bit more of it.
I'd say I'd stay close to the forest, so natural explorer would kick in.
Yep.
Okay. And that would be a natural 20 for 28.
Nice.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I think that's for tonight.
Hmm.
Yeah, air quality here is very much like it's everywhere. You get the sense that whatever's happening is not localized specifically to you. Like it has spread. It seems to be affecting everything that you can see.
Could I look out towards Mount Custos?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You see thick clouds of just the pitch black, darkest clouds rolling off Mount Cusco. And you see that they are creating a layer. There's like a good 60 feet of clearance from the ground to the top of the clouds. And then the clouds just go up in this sort of big, thick mass of ominous cloud. Just seems to be very slowly. You get the sense that by the end of the day, it would have covered everything.
Well, bummer. Okay. She flies back down and brings in Moon Dancer inside. It's probably going to be a tight fit for everyone now. And she removes the mask, glimmering in this acid resistance spell, and says, I think it's time of this danger. Because it's coming from Mount Cusco and it's spreading everywhere.
I better take in the laundry.
I was going to say we should probably bring as many as we can into the castle. Also the angels who are probably being melted right now.
Are angels affected by acid? And I mean the acid in the air, because I tried taking it with some angelic folk once, and that was a bad night. But they most assuredly were affected by that acid. But specifically the acid in the air.
Are they?
Can everyone?
Take a peek at.
Yeah,
They've
they seem to have flown off. They are not messing with this. They are not immune. Can everyone give me a survival?
As I am in the forest, I get Natural Explorer.
I'm not doing so hard, if I'm being honest. That's a solid 8 for
26.
me.
Not feeling so good, Mr. Stark.
25.
Oh, okay. I got nothing on Elvish.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elvish, you're not worried. You think this will blow over. Temporary, it's weather. It's the weather, man. Heartwood and Amuth, you're not sure. You can't tell the severity of this. However, Vex and Khid, you, especially Vex, because you've seen it. But Khid, just from this description, you can surmise that beyond Farmer Dover's farm, there should be some sanctuary. But the town itself will not fare well.
Looking at this dossier again and recall it. Does she recall the date? Does Vex recall the date? So that she's trying to figure out if the dates are numerical, like if it's going to be this one, if it's like coming up very soon, the next apocalypse.
It's a bit like earthquakes.
Yeah.
Where they're somewhat periodical, but that is within a measure of, geological terms, very predictable. But in terms of human terms, that can be out by a few thousand years. You get the sense that you're roughly due for an apocalypse.
As I said before, I think it's time. I think there's an apocalypse coming now. I need to go get my laundry.
Oh no. My tin was top.
In
Still in the alley. And they sprint away.
well, they check laundry and other things. I suspect it would be best to learn as much as we can about the oncoming disaster before it strikes.
I can
Maybe
worry
there
about
are any particular beings around the village or anyone else that may, well, if not have first-hand experience, at least have enough handed down stories that we may be able to learn more.
the Dark Elves that we fought a Moose.
Indeed.
I wonder if they would know.
They're meant to be rather interesting corpse collector.
Yes.
Yeah, thinking over anything, do we think there is anyone we could have a chat to learn more while we can?
Roll me a. I want to call this history.
I
To
would
see if
like
you can
to-
recall like any specific people that might have mentioned something specific.
I was going to say, I'd like to help them.
Why don't you do your own roll here? Because
Okay,
I rolled a solid 2.
Okay. Well, I've got
Yeah. No one you've met has survived an apocalypse. You're not sure.
Okay.
Somewhat self-selecting
come
now
on.
that I think about it.
Okay. That would be an 8. Oh, sorry. I don't know why. That was supposed to be an 18, not a 25. So I've still
Yeah.
got a Natural Explorer on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me just turn that off that one.
An 18, you would know that the angels were part of Mayor Tagonus's what's the words?
Entourage?
Council? No, the political entity.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all part of cabinet. That's the word I was looking for. But they were all her cabinet. They would know what she knew. They would have kept a close guard on the secrets of this, so you don't really suspect that anyone in particular in town, none of the locals, would know anything. This has been completely shielded from them. Anyone not within the immediate purview of the town may have knowledge of this. Yeah, and I had a thought and it's gone. Oh, you know. You know an ancient walking mountain.
Ancient Walking Mountain. We could talk to them. It's been a while. But
You say
problem
that as
is-
if it's a normal thing to know an ancient talking mountain. I don't know an ancient talking mountain.
I do.
That's potentially the
how-
strangest thing I've heard, says Heartwood, leaning against the wall of the butt of the robot that he lives inside.
Honestly, I feel
Well-
See, I
like
did tell
my,
you, all
my
these warm-up
scale
games are
for
canon.
weird has just gotten...
Well, if
My,
we
my
can
scale for
find-
weird's gotten really screwed up.
If we can find this, if we can find Crystal, she might be able to help us find this mountain. But it's been a while since I've seen her.
You can give me a.
I'm sorry, you know
survival,
a
if you can tell where the
talking
mountain is.
mountain.
Oh yeah.
You know a talking mountain called Crystal?
No, Crystal's the one that bonded with it. Crystal's our what would you say? She's trying to unify Scotland and Scotland. I don't know if you've
Scotland
heard-
and
Fantasy
fantasy
Scotland and
Yeah,
real Scotland
yeah,
into
yeah.
no
One.
no prefix Scotland.
Yeah, that Crystal. Yeah. So, what role did you want me to make?
Survival.
Survival. Cool. Now let's just check on Natural Explorer again. 22.
Yep. You know exactly where Zardos is. They're the friendly hill outside of town. They would be pretty much very close to where they were last time you saw them.
Pretty close where I last saw them. Yeah. Well, if anyone knows how to speak to it telepathically, because I don't know how to do that. That's how we talked to it last time.
I can understand pretty much any language. Does it speak any audible language?
Okay, buddy. She literally just said telepathy, and we have a telepathic bookcase for a mayor.
That doesn't
If ever
sound
there
right.
was a
that's
match
me.
made
I
in
would have
heaven.
noticed a telepathic bookcase.
Not quite sure.
I can think of someone else we could ask for help, but I don't know that you'll necessarily be pleased with the suggestion.
Who's that?
Where did we leave the corpse of Antagonist?
With her
Up.
head exploded in a field, I believe.
Yeah, I've
Bensfield?
done this dance before. I'm fairly sure they need to have a mouth to be able to speak.
I can build her a mouth. I can do that. That's easy.
That's
I'm pretty
genuinely one of the most terrifying things I've heard in my life.
I'm pretty sure we could find all the pieces, or depending how small they are.
Not
Perhaps
the
we
way
could
I
stop off on
exploded
the
it.
way to meet your mountain friend.
I think we should do just that.
I think we should try that. Yeah.
And maybe we need to stop at the pub on the way past, just so Elvish can compose themselves.
I could just stay at the pub. I'm fine with that.
Great, we'll all go then.
Her hand starts glowing again in Elvish's
Don't you,
direction.
God
but then
damn it, woman, don't you do that.
For what it's worth, I've once seen this fine chap, says the bookcase rotating round to Oakenheart, turn an entire house, fill everything full of wine.
It was just the one time.
Could use
That
some
is
right
fairly
now,
impressive, and if we're all, just having a moment of honesty before we go to our almost certain deaths, Oki, there was a night that you don't remember very clearly, but I was very impressed by some of the things that you pulled off there. Well, hell, let's let's get rambling.
Let's do it.
So
All right. So what's the game plan? Where are you heading first?
try and
The
put
dead and
Anne's head
dying.
back.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, we're heading towards the corpse of one antagonist.
Mhm.
right.
On our way to a mountain.
Yes. You easily find your way back to Antagonist's corpse. How are you giving it a mouth?
I'd like to
well-
try and find pieces of its head and see if I can put some together. Like
I'm
a
going to
puzzle.
take a more direct route. The ground. What if I were to use, say, stone shape? Would I be able to perhaps draw some like rock from like the bedrock below the earth? Maybe shape that into a convenient, friendly, not too dead-looking skull with a functioning mouth-ish thing. We can shove a little tongue in there, just a little stone tongue, just for the fun of it.
Can we scoop the topsoil and I just cast Mend? Just like 10-foot radius of like, this was about where Anne was.
Pretty sure this was the splash zone
Yeah.
for this particular Gilligan show.
I will allow either of these, depending on which one you guys want to go for. You can only do one of them. So either we're making a skull out of rock or we're casting Mend. Which one do you guys want to go for?
I think men's more funnier.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's use the truly horrifying power of mending.
All right. You are able to mend an approximation of Anne's head.
Do you reckon it's... Does that look like enough head for a person to be alive to you guys? I'm sorry, I'm not experienced with this.
I can almost see
it's-
where the mouth was. That probably counts.
It's missing
Heartwood,
its
this is
eyes.
genuinely
Sorry,
one
it's
of
just
the
freaking
most
me out.
upsetting things. This is one of the most upsetting things I've ever seen in my life. But like I said, this is not my first rodeo. So if I could just give everybody a piece of advice before Heartwood cast the spell that I'm fairly sure he's about to. Until this is over, do not phrase anything that comes out of your mouth in the form of a question. Please
Why?
do not.
You really think
Why?
I'd do that?
Because we only get to ask a limited number of questions, and the dead are very literal with their answering of them.
Also, if you want to prepare a weapon or like some kind of deadly spell, just have that in your back pocket. That might be an idea. I don't know what attitude Anne actually had towards us beyond a political rival.
She was
As they say,
smiling when she died.
Oh,
Heartwood
that's
says
good.
that Vex just draws one of her albeit feathers and just knocks it with her bow. The albeit feathers are glued to the shaft of the bow. Shaft of the arrow. Sorry, brain's shutting down.
All right. So let's give this a whirl then. The mage hand opens a drawer and brings out a small box, and it's got a glass front, and it says "In case of emergency, break." So the hand gives it a little tap, and the glass front shatters, and inside is a small, slightly pearlescent but otherwise unremarkable stone. And the little mage hand carries that over to the corpse of antagonist.
Yes.
And Heartwood is going to use their master transmuter stone. Which, can I even send that to the thing? Maybe not. So what it is go away. The stone has the ability, once per long rest, and I have to remake it after this, it can raise the dead. Without expending a spell slot or needing to have the spell at all. And so Heartwood is going to lay the stone upon the corpse of antagonist and then step back as though they've just lit a really big firework.
Vex backs up and readies an action. She
Right.
readies a
Khid
bow.
leans in closer.
Yes, also, Heartwood hasn't explained any of this. They've just taken the stone out and dropped it and then stepped back. So y'all can make whatever assumptions that was about to happen that you want.
I'm following Heartwood's go on this. So yeah. If he steps back, I step
Elvish
back.
kind of leans over, takes a closer look at the stone, and then just turns, going, "This is not what I was expecting at all." And hopefully, for comedic effect, gets headbutted by.
Yes, if
The-
you were disturbed by what we were doing before, if this works, it's gonna set a whole new bar for you.
Can all you make me a deck save?
I
Is
mean,
it a magical
unlikely, but
effect?
Big safe. 24. And just for the fun of it, I'll have Moondancer roll in as well.
Well, that's a 4, unless it's if it is a magical effect, that'll be with advantage.
It's not magical.
And sorry, I was rolling for Moondancer as well. We got the same.
Cool. Yeah. The wings that Anne has will like flap out. As most of you were readying and preparing stuff, you're able to see them coming and dodge. A mooth.
Oh.
You get surprised. You
Oh
just take
my.
a wing to the face. As Anne picks herself up. It'll take her a while to sort of reconstitute. But after about a minute or two, she's just staring at you all in disbelief.
Good nap.
Hello there.
no hard feelings.
Sorry for exploding your head that one time.
Sorry for putting arrows in your arms and everywhere.
She
I
will
have a
open her mouth.
proposition for you, Anne.
She will open her mouth to speak, but all will come out is just dirt and rocks. As
It's
bleh.
probably going to be like that for a bit, friend.
She'll just like
This is really
Hold up.
messed up. Do you guys understand how messed up this is? Am I the only one who?
Not really, no.
Nope. Nope.
This is pretty much my experience of the town.
Yep.
Good.
However, Heartwood, telepathically in your head, you just get a hi. What's up?
Hey, that was a good campaign. Well run. Didn't pan out for you at the end, but it could have gone either way.
I trust you've read the dossier.
Oh, yes. So I absolutely accept that I'm mayor in the middle of the apocalypse. Well, actually, really at the cusp of the apocalypse.
She'll
But
look
I would
around
like
and be
to
like,
make you an offer.
okay.
In approximately 10 years, assuming our non-total destruction, there will be a new electoral race. And quite
Yes.
frankly, I'll need a good opposition. I think that would be you.
I will tell you what. If there's still a Ludus in 10 years, I will happily be your opponent.
Good. We need to defend Ludus.
She will look at the coming clouds. She will think. She'll sort of look at you, all of you, quite earnestly, and sort of, after she sort of blacked out the last of the mud, she will say, Ludus is less of a town and more of a people. The buildings don't matter. The infrastructure doesn't matter. That can all be replaced and rebuilt. The lives that the citizens have made for themselves are a lot harder to replace. I think, and this was my plan, we abandon the structures. We get the people to safety. Then we find whatever the thing is that's causing this, and we kill it.
Heartwood reaches into a drawer, pulls out a quill, dips it in ink, writes on a button, and hands it to Anne. It now says, I heart wood for now. I want you to take this, and as one of my staff members, for now, I would like you to enact a celebratory holiday for all the people where we're all going to go on a, well, you're all going to go on a trip out of town for a
The
while.
beach.
Yes, we're going to find a beach of sorts. But I would like you to please evacuate the town under the pretense of a holiday.
She'll pick up her staff. She'll pick up her scythe, which will transform into a staff in her hands. Her wings will retract into her back. Ludus Day. A day where we all go to the beach.
Works for me.
It lasts for a week. Everyone gets paid to go to the beach.
Roll me
I'll
a
be honest,
persuasion.
Lady V. If this thing takes us a week to defeat, we were never going to beat it anyway.
I suspect we'll probably have 3 hours or so to which we could enact some kind of difference here. If that.
Realistically, you've got 2.5 hours.
There we go.
You can accomplish a lot in 2.5 hours. I think
I
we can
am
make a
hoping so.
difference.
Thank you, Anne. I'll see you afterwards. And then I'll see you at the next elections.
I will.
Just so I'm absolutely clear here, Heartwood, did you actually bring her back to life? Is that spell going to wear off at some point? Because the idea of that woman's head melting into a pile of mud while she's picking up cabbages from a stall in the market, assuming we manage to save the town, is not just concerning on a personal level, but that is really going to mess up some kid's day.
We have an opportunity here to form new traditions on this holiday. Maybe that
And
will
you
be
want
one of them.
Is to Melting Head Day, a renowned
Ludus Day.
tradition. Ludus Day,
Yes.
frequently shouted at by outsiders as Melting Head Day.
We'll have it as an inside joke.
I'm less and less convinced we're the heroes of this story, guys.
It's probably best not to think too hard about it.
I might explode your head.
All right.
A person explodes 7 people's heads and shoves a cow into a genie's lamp on occasion, plus making an Eldritch Pact here or there, and suddenly people assume they're evil. What a time to be alive.
Implies
All
that.
right.
I've eaten several of the things that have tried to attack the town. Does that make me evil?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Did any of
The
them
last-
have kids?
Not that I could taste.
Do you hear yourself? Is there any kind of filter between?
Not really. The ears are also just painted on.
The last thing we'll do tonight is a skills challenge. You have to evacuate Ludus to a safe distance so they can all go on a beach holiday while you raise some money for charity. How are you all going to evacuate the town in whatever manner you decide to evacuate?
Sorry.
think-
Point of order, Waffles. Are we doing this on an initiative order, or what's the story?
Just popcorn order. Whoever has an idea, we'll run
I've
it
got
through.
one. Yep, straight away. I've got one
Yep.
straight away. Okay. I think Vex flies to, if there's a candy store, grabs a bag of lollies, like a big, like 10 kg bag, gets on Moondancer, and just uses thaumaturgy as she's flying out of town. It's like, free candy, get out of, the trying to get the kids to go.
Yeah. I'm going to call this persuasion at advantage.
Oh, yeah.
As she's rolling, I'm just going to turn to Elvish and just be like, yeah, we're the bad guys. We're kidnapping children now.
I was fairly sure that was the case, but
I wasn't certain, but now I am.
Odd 20.
Nice.
Yeah. On a 20. You have evacuated all of the children 12 and younger.
I think I'll jump in after that then, and perhaps try deceive the remaining people. Create this. Try convince people that this is a normal thing. There's no need to worry. Everything is fine. Grab, your remaining things. Just any valuable things, just to make sure that they don't get rubbed along the way. But let's just go for a fun event to the beach.
Yeah, deception.
22.
Yeah, you manage the teenagers. Everybody sort of 13 to 19 who don't really have that much responsibilities are like, yeah, let's do a beach day. You have persuaded the youths of the town to go to the beach.
It's me, the elderly Goliath. I'm hip and with it.
how do, fellow children?
Elvish, I'm going to need your help with this.
All right, I will say
I'll
you've
tell
got
you what, let's
the elderly, you've got the parents, so of like young babes and such, and then you've got the working class. Are the 3 remaining groups you've got to evacuate.
Khid is just going to start running through the streets, screaming, "They've taken the children! They're taking the children to the beach to feed to a dragon! You have to save the children!" And that's what I'm going to do all day.
Yeah, I'm going to call this a deception.
I love a +0. Hey, that's a 19!
Cool, you got the parents. Well, the parents are quickly rushing out of town. They realize, oh, all the 13 and below, like all the young people are gone. We should look into that. And they have all evacuated. You've got the elderly and you've got the working class.
Heartwood is going to start engaging with old people, asking them about anecdotes.
Yep.
And just kind of like Pied Piper them out of town, like, oh, onions on your belt, you say? That's very interesting. And can I use history to like kind of keep prodding them along with more things?
I think, yeah, I like this. Give me a history. See how well you can historically persuade the old people out of town.
Not so great.
15's still pretty good.
Yeah, on a 15, you convince the elderly. They are unaware that they are being evacuated. They just think that they are sharing stories. And it is not until they are out of town that they realize they've been duped.
At which point, Elvish starts wandering through the town, talking to the working class who are left. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that it is remarkably difficult to believe that the new mayor would want to have you celebrating alongside him, but who could have thunk it? The sentient bookcase is in fact a man of the people, looking out for you, looking out for yours, looking out for your parents as well, and the children of theirs. Now, what the mayor would very much like you to do, and so is obviously trying to persuade.
Yes. Give me a persuasion. I would be very surprised if you fail.
Wow.
Of course.
Look, I know who I am. All right.
Yes. Everyone remaining in town packs up their things for a day at the beach.
Get on down to the beach. Have yourselves a good old time.
Yes.
The town will be here when you get back. Probably.
You suspect you have enough time to have a long rest and to prepare yourselves before you will have to confront the oncoming danger. You see far off in the distance a shambling horde very slowly making its way towards Ludus. But that's like 10 hours away. You've got time. I want you all to go away. Rest up. Drink your water. Get yourself prepared physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, whatever. And I will see all of you, hopefully, fingers crossed, God willing, on Sunday morning, bright and early, to defend Ludus.
At the sharp of midnight.
Yeah.
Just want to leave it on for Heartwood at least, that as much as they're going to take their long rest, oh boy, are they going to take the long rest.
Oh yeah.
But they're also going to open one of the cupboards inside of their house and reconnect the wire that they very purposefully disconnected when they first moved in.
Yep.
Think
For the purposes, you have a mech.
I think before we got them all out of town, Vex would have talked to MacGuffin and was like, hey, I might need your help for something.
MacGuffin seems concerned about something, but you'll find out what MacGuffin's story is later. But MacGuffin, very keen to talk to you. Anyone else? Any final notes before the night?
I think with Oakenheart, Thunlakalaga, will take the time to prepare to fortify, perhaps using the occasional wall of stone here and there, enough to ensure that his friends are well and truly protected from whatever comes.
Very good.
Elvish is going to go and set up little stashes of booze and then work on getting very drunk.
I can help with that. I'm going to cast Creation to create literal bucket loads of wine.
I don't know which god I did a favor for, but I appreciate them you sending me you.
You're welcome.
Khid,
Khid will
Anything-
find the highest point in town and set up shop there.
that
I think
is.
might be the cathedral or the castles.
It will be the spire of the cathedral, yes.
Cool. I'm going straight to the top. And I'm just
Very
going to
good.
bring as many arrows as I can with me.
So that's where Khid will be until they are needed. But yes, until then, it has been a pleasure getting to know all of you. You're all beautiful, wonderful, amazing people who it has been my honor to play these games with in the last few months. I am privileged to be in the position that I am in. I look very much forward to torturing you all on the night. I have such plans. Believe me, I have such plans.
Very ominous, very sincere. We'll love you for it all.
I have literally destroyed the town